About 3 times a year, I put on a black hooded medieval robe. And I don't do it to go to a costume party or Halloween or anything like that. I put it on to go to a lake cabin in the woods. And so do 4 of my best friends. They wear the exact same hooded robe. And we gather together wearing those robes that we bought all the way back in high school, almost 15 years ago. And we have done this thing every single year. Now you may ask, why on earth would we do that? Are we performing some kind of a ritual or something? And the answer is obviously no. We just play board games because we have always been nerds and we think those robes are cool as fuck. But I'm not here to talk about the board games we play or anything like that. I'm here to talk about friendship and brotherhood and what it means as a man to have these other guys around me that I can trust are gonna be there for me forever. No matter what happens, I know we will be friends. I know I will share a bond with these guys, these nerdy guys from high school who were the same as me, massive introverts. That's why we went to this same small room in high school where, between the lessons we gathered. There was another place for the guys who were, normal and extroverted and stuff. But our group, we went to this really small closet kind of space with one couch. And we spent all that time between the classes in that small room creating the friendship that we still share today. So I have been seeing a lot of talk about the male loneliness epidemic, as well as in the self-improvement space. I've seen guys seemingly craving for this sense of belonging and kind of wanting to belong to a tribe. And I feel like when I see self-improvement channels on YouTube, a lot of those guys who are kind of coaches or gurus or whatever, they use that terminology. They tell those people, the subscribers and everything, they talk about a tribe, they talk about a clan or a brotherhood. They use these terms because they are attractive to young guys. And I just want to delve into that a little bit. Why is it attractive? And me, as somebody who has experience of having a group of guys who, we have been together as friends ever since high school, and it seems like nothing can break our bond. What does it mean? And I also want to talk a little bit to the fact that I remember when I was still watching the self-improvement stuff, I saw these guys tell their viewers that if you have loser friends, or whatever that means, you have friends who are not on self-improvement, are not interested in starting a business or a YouTube channel or anything creative or stuff like that, you should leave and abandon those friends. And I remember especially Hamza definitely said something like that, because I used to watch Hamza. And even at that time, I never considered it. Not even for 1 second did I consider abandoning my friends from high school just because they are normal fucking people. And that's one of the main points probably in this video I want to make, that I think the cool thing about a friendship with other guys is they don't expect anything from me, and I don't expect anything from them. We never are angry at each other. We never feel, well, sure, sometimes we'll feel disappointed because, we do our own thing and we would love to maybe spend more time together. And then we notice that, I asked a question in the group chat, like, are you interested in going to an event or something? And then they don't answer because they don't give a fuck. And then you feel a little bit like, are my friends too introverted? There are these moments, of course, where you feel like complaining about your friends, how they are not perfect. But that's even more to the point. Despite us being so imperfect, despite us being disappointed in one another sometimes, we will never break our friendship. And that is not something you see in romantic relationships between men and women. You can't just disappear from a romantic relationship for a while and then expect the other person to be there for you. It's so different to have this friendship with these guys compared to having a romantic relationship with a girlfriend, or having colleagues at your work who you also have fun with. But there's something about these long lasting friendships that it's so comforting. And that's why it is so worth holding on to in my experience. That's why I've gone so far as to getting us custom made glass pints for drinking beer when we celebrated our 10-year anniversary of friendship. I decided to do that. I created a logo for us based on the robes that we wear. And then, we put the names, and we even have a name for the friend group. And I just think it's small things like this, and always cherishing that. During my years of being single for 9 years, after being bitter, after the breakup that I experienced, obviously, I just thought to myself, and I told my mom, I remember she was worried because I was single for a long time. So she said something like, wouldn't life be better if you had someone by your side, which it can be. But at the time I told her, nothing is as important as having good friends, because your friends will not abandon you, because that is how hurt I was from the breakup. But also it's true. Those friends, they will never leave me. They will never abandon me. So even though we are not a perfect group of friends, of course, when I've been making these YouTube videos on my channel and trying to grow my channel, I have thought to myself, oh, I wish I had friends who has a similar passion. I wish I had friends in the same space who I could talk about making videos with. And we have different personalities, we like different things. Even at the cabin, my friends are still the same in the sense that all they want to do at the cabin is play board games. Whereas I have changed a little bit. I feel like after spending a week at work using my brain, I don't want to go to a cabin to play board games that are very competitive and very difficult and require a lot of thinking. I don't feel relaxed if I do that. So last time, for example, I went fishing alone while the other guys were playing the board games. And it's like, yeah, we're different. Some of us change more, some of us change less, but who fucking cares? The point is we get together and we do whatever the fuck we want, and it's awesome. And when it comes to the loneliness epidemic, apparently as many as 15% of American men say that they do not have close friends. And the loneliness of men is getting worse and worse. So as time goes on, even more and more men are reporting to have no close friends. And that is so heartbreaking to me, because it's not just that the modern dating sucks now because of the apps and the social media, what it's doing to the women and, well, frankly, to men as well. And things are getting worse. I feel like we need friends more than ever, yet we can't seem to find them. And perhaps that's because more and more people spend more time on the internet. I would love to hear your experiences down in the comments. Do you have close friends? Do you have old friends from high school or something like that? And how often do you see them? And are you experiencing this loneliness epidemic? Do you have a version of a brotherhood? Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, thinking about the current issues of the world, reflecting them through my own experiences, then consider subscribing and leave a like for the video, because it helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.